Okay, so this is my brother-in-law, Shawn. Jeremy wisely stayed home for this one. My friend Jen that I always ask to come see these wisely stayed home. We just saw Slender Man. That's one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. It was worse than Ouija.
Yeah, that was a couple hours that I wish I could get back.
Yeah, here's the if you're thinking about going to see this movie, take $8.50, sit it on your table, stare at it for 93 minutes, and then set it on fire, and you'll have a better time than spending it. That felt like 3 hours long. Like
it drug out. It drug out.
And it was only 93 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you drag out every shot they hung on? Like, they would show the girl, like, there were so many shots of the girls together in the movie walking through woods or walking around houses, and they showed them walk around the entire exterior of the houses slowly. And sometimes they'd break into slow motion during the slow shots.
That was horrible.
It was, and I blame the director 100%, because I've seen two of these girls in other movies be really good. The redheaded girl who played Katie and Joey King, who I love. Joey King, she's a fantastic actress, and you know what, she was trying. I give her credit, she tried with the dialogue that they gave her in this movie. She tried to be serious and emote, and it
didn't work.
It didn't work.
Not at all.
You brought it up on the way out. For a movie called Slender Man, we saw about 1.5 minutes of screen time of the Slender Man.
That's right. I was expecting to see more. Expecting to see more action from him. But the most action we got was the last, 2-3 minutes of it?
Yeah.
You know, that's...
And there was no build up to that happening. Like, at no point in this movie, there's one character in the entire movie they make you care about. One, the girl's little sister.
Yeah.
That's the only character you give a shit about in this movie, because everybody's annoying, everybody's obnoxious. In the beginning of the movie, when they showed all four of them, like within the first 2 minutes of the movie, I'm like, I want every one of them to die.
Right.
And you don't want that with your movie. You want 2 people max. Like, every Friday the 13th movie has somebody you're like, I can't wait for them to fucking get killed.
That's right.
The best is part 7 with the blonde girl that's the bitch, and she's the last one to get killed. So they stretch it out through the whole movie, and her death is so glamorous when the hatchet comes through the door and into her head. But nothing in this movie had build up. There was no sense or cause for anything.
I don't like scary movies. Well, let me take that back. I love scary movies, but why is it that people go into dark places? Hello? like he's gonna say, "Hey, I'm over here. How you doing?"
They know they find him in the woods, and they keep going into the woods.
Exactly. And when they got in the one part where they blindfolded each other, wait a minute. You're in the woods at night trying to find this dude, and you're gonna blindfold yourselves. No. As soon as I see him, I'm running.
Yeah.
I don't want him to come up on me and surprise me.
And whoever wrote the script is a guy who goes online. It's obviously a man who wrote the script, because he has no idea how women talk to each other. I mean, it's obviously a dude that's only spent time with maybe one woman in his entire life and just has no idea what women say to each other or how they react to each other. I'm like, I know women, and if I was a woman watching this, I'd be like, you really think we all fucking act and talk like that? I'd be pissed.
Yes.
Oh, I looked at the director. The director of this movie, and this makes sense, has only directed 1 or 2 actual theatrical films. He's directed like 1 episode of like 100 different TV shows. And this felt like, as much as I love the X-Files, every season has 1 or 2 episodes that are kind of filler. This felt like a really long, bad X-Files episode.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept wanting to hear the music of the X-Files somewhere.
If they would have done something tongue-in-cheek than that, I'd have been like, all right. I went into this because the reviews on IMDb are at a 3. This has got a 3 on IMDb. That's generous. This deserves a 1.5 at most. And the only reason I'd give it that is because Joey King really tried. And honestly, it's as bad as the cinematography and as bad as the editing was and as bad as the graphics, when you actually saw the Slender Man, it wasn't terrible looking. That's the only credit I'll give to the art department. Did okay.
Yeah, they did. But did a halfway decent job.
Oh my god, there were several times I just kept shifting my legs, and I'm like, something better fucking happen.
I don't know. It was drawn out. Again, it was a drawn out movie. I wanted to see more of him. I wanted to see more action from him than what he did.
Yeah. terrorize more people than just these 4 girls. Like, do something to other people to create an air of suspicion, of some kind of tenseness, and then it just never happened.
No.
And the idea behind this movie with the right filmmaker could have so worked.
Yeah.
Like, the first Ouija movie was really bad. I mean, it's like this level of bad. But Ouija 2, another filmmaker came in and took over, and it was really good. And that same guy directed Annabelle 2. They'd have got that guy to direct. I guarantee if they do a sequel to this, they'll get that guy, and it'll be really good.
At least be halfway decent, better than this.
And I think it's going to be hilarious because there are people that really believe in the Slender Man. There are actually people out there who believe this thing really exists.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like the Mothman and shit like that, stuff that does not exist. There's no consecutive provable evidence that these things exist, but people wholeheartedly believe in it because they just desperately want to hang on to it, to like parts of their childhood. They want to be scared of something.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't. It's rare I get mad in a movie. Sometimes I'll watch a really bad movie and I can just laugh about it.
Right.
Like, or I watched this movie last year called Free Fire, and it wasn't bad. It was just so boring and nothing happened. I fell asleep I looked at my about 15 minutes during the middle of the movie. Like, I woke up and looked around. I had no idea what was going on screen. This is one I could have fallen asleep to.
Yeah.
Like, I get headaches really frequently, and I have to take Fioricet for them. And sometimes I have to take Fioricet before a movie, and it makes me a little drowsy when I'm in the dark. Like, out in the light, I'm fine. Had I taken one of those before this movie, I'd have been asleep in the theater.
I could have sworn that the third guy, the only other person with us in the whole theater, was snoring at some point.
Yeah, I heard that too. And it sounded like he knocked over all his shit on the floor, and then just like looked down like,
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, yeah.
That dude walked out quick. He was he had none of this. As soon as the credits rolled, he was bailed. Gone. He was having none of this movie anymore.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I'm one of those that doesn't really look at reviews and base my thoughts on that movie based on that. I like to look at a movie and make a judgment for myself, but according to this, with the reviews that I've been hearing,
they got it right.
Yeah, they hit it right on the head.
Now, sometimes though, I like to watch it because sometimes a really bad review of a movie makes me go, okay, I got to see this.
Yeah, right.
And then I watch it like, all right, that wasn't that bad. I see so many movies that I excuse so many things in movies. Like, except for some reason comedy. I'm really hard on comedy films. But I excuse so much in movies because I see so much. I'm like, all right, well, that wasn't as bad as this, or. But I gotta say, this year, so far, I would have said the worst movie I saw, I don't know if it came out this year, but the worst movie I saw this year was Wonder, and I know that a lot of people will be like, what? That was such a critically loved film. I hated it. This was way worse. I would sit through Wonder twice again before. I will never see this movie again.
This was not as good as I thought it was going to be.
No, I was hoping it would at least be entertainingly bad. As bad as the reviews were, I'm like, okay, this might be one of those that stuff happens and you're like, what? No, are you fucking serious? I was just dead. Just my face did this.
Right.
The whole movie.
Right. Unbelievable.
You know what? This movie, I bet with a whole crowd full of like anybody over like 21 and over, like because young kids are gonna watch this and go just to do it. A whole crowd full of people that were like at least young adults to like our age would have been fun because everybody in the theater would have been like, what the fuck was that? Like, people would have been loud and obnoxious in the theater, and I would have been okay with it, which I usually am not. But during this, if people would have got up and been like, fuck you, movie!
Yeah, it would have been well-deserved.
Yeah.
Well-deserved.
I cannot, not even in a joking, I mean, I'd say, if you want to dare your friends to watch something, be like, oh man, you gotta see this, it's really cool. This is a dare movie.
This would be drunk on a loss of a bet.
Yeah. If you're like me and you're an asshole and you love to torture your friends, get your friends nice and drunk, but slowly drink your drink, just so they're kind of plastered so they can't go anywhere, and then put this movie on and just sit back and watch as they get pissed off. Why? The whole time be like, no, wait, man, you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait. And then nothing happens. And the credits come on, be like, see, look, the credits happened. It's the best thing that happened in the movie.
Yeah, that was it. Man.
Hell, I think the only decent time I had in the movie was the trailers.
Right.
That was a little bit longer of a trailer for The Nun, and The Nun looks really good.
Yeah, that I can't wait to see. And Halloween.
Halloween looks really good. I'm just really confused on the continuity now. Because according to this, parts 4 and on never happened. Well, technically part 3, because although I love Halloween 3, in Halloween 3 they're watching Halloween 1 on the TV at one point.
Oh,
so
okay.
I guess that happens outside of the universe. They just called it Halloween. But I still say if they hadn't called that movie Halloween, people would have loved it.
Right.
Because I think the movie's awesome.
I love Halloween. That's my favorite horror movie of all time. But I do remember seeing an article that the director, now I'm got a lost for
John
words.
Carpenter?
Yes, John Carpenter. Did state that this new Halloween was going to be the scariest of all the Halloweens that were made, and he promised that.
And I like Halloween. Like everybody has their favorite film. Like my favorite horror film of all time it would either be American Werewolf in London or The Reanimator. Those are my two favorite horror films ever, and probably the 1931 Dracula. But I'm a Friday the 13th guy. I love the Jason films, except for that remake. That I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
I was better than the Freddy remake.
Right. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Freddy. Jason's my second. Michael Myers my first. Jason's my second.
I like Freddy, but I don't like all the Freddy movies.
Yeah.
2 is really stupid, and 5 I just don't care for. But I think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is one of the most effective horror films ever made. I love that movie. My wife, probably her favorite movie of all time. It's funny. Her 2 favorite movies are Mary Poppins and A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we got one other movie in the trailers. It was this movie with Harold from Harold and Kumar, John Cho. And that looked like it could either end up being really good or horrible. Like the way the trailer was like, this could be bad, but things could happen. The filler in this movie could be really good.
Yeah, because at the end of the preview, it says you thought you knew your daughter, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like, I guess, a deceiving type of thing. But it looks interesting. It's called, what is it called? Searching,
yeah. That's not going to be one I see in the theater. That'll be one I catch like on Black Friday when they have the DVDs for $1.99 at Walmart. It shows up there.
Yeah.
Oh, one I found there is, and it was so funny because it was the same year it came out, was Independence Day Resurgence. Because I'd heard so many bad things about it, I stayed away from it. So we got it for $2 on DVD. Oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
And I know it gets a lot of crap. I like the first Independence Day. I think it's a pretty cool movie. Will Smith was awesome in that, but that second one was, Jesus Christ.
Wasn't worth it, huh?
It's hard to sit through. And in the end, when they tell you there's going to be a part 3, we're taking the fight to them. They're going to go to space to fight these guys.
Oh boy.
Nope,
Yeah.
I'm out. I tag out. I'm heading home. I'm not watching a part 3 to this.
Done with that.
So, well, I guess it's about it. I have no idea what I'm going to be back with next week. Amy raved about Black Klansman. She said it was amazing, so I might check that out. I don't know. I might not see anything. It depends on what I'm doing. So, I will be reviewing this week, though. This dates these whenever I say that, but the new Sharknado movie airs tonight on Sci-Fi Network.
All right.
So I will be reviewing that also tomorrow morning when I get up, because I'll probably have a couple drinks, and as I've come to find out, if I have a couple drinks and film something on my own, I never air it. I delete it the next day. Because I'm like...
That's not good.
I mean, I curse a lot, but I don't like... it's just how I talk. I mean, you married my sister. We all grew up talking like that. My mom would come home from work. Fuck! Fuck, Mom. Yeah! But in those drunk reviews, I'm like, fucking, every other word is, I'm like, okay, that's a little too much even for me. I gotta delete that.
Gotta edit it.
So, close that out. Stay away from this movie. There are so many better films still playing in theaters right now.
Yes, it is.
Ant-Man and Wasp is still playing in a lot of theaters. Go see that, because that was really fun. Go see The Meg. You want a movie that will kind of like, not really as scary, but intimidating, a little thrilling. See Meg.
Not this one.
Don't see Slender Man. All right. See you later.
See it.